Yeah. Hey. Hi. Space engineers. Yeah. It's been a minute. Been about 2 months. Been partying, man. You know. What can you do? What can you do, man? If I'm out partying, I ain't making videos, right? No. But I have been doing other stuff. I've been making stuff. So this is a video about stuff. And we're gonna look at some stuff. Yeah, man, we're gonna look at some stuff. This would be a vehicles. Yeah, vehicles video, but we didn't get 50 likes. So you know, promises kept, I guess. But it's okay. I'm keeping watching that video. You know, even though Xbox Space Engineers is a niche area to fill out content for, you know, I'm here for it. I'm completely here for it. And we're just gonna keep going with it, man. We're gonna fucking jump our butts off until we make it. So if you like this kind of silly, stupid, bad editing, me content, I don't know what else to call it. Then you know, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe, maybe. And then maybe, I mean, heck, maybe even come on my Xbox server and well, it's a crossplay server, so even if you're on PC, you can play and come play with us, man. Always love to have more people. Alright, anyway, into the actual video. This is the suitcase. Oh, whoop. I hit the wrong button. Anyway, this is the suitcase. Mark IV. And it, it's kind of like an upgrade from the other one. Okay, we'll turn off the music. We don't need the music right now. Okay, no, it's like an upgrade. Right? So we got fucking a lot of good stuff going on here from the Warfare upgrade or update, and we got, you know, turret controller blocks in there. Got the autocannons on here. Still a few mods on this build with the ceramic armor plate, but it's all small grid, so you know, there's that. We've got missile pods up top with the camera, and we've got a little spotlight down here in the crotch, because, you know, perfect place to put it, right? Other advantages that this has over the suitcase Mark I is the feeding. Yeah, the feet. I don't know what you want to call it. The feet are much better, because they're actually stabilized on subgrids here. So I've got a rotor on its side that like acts as like an inner toe that keeps its balance much better than the previous one, and the feet are smaller and more compact, and they have just better grip overall, in my opinion. You'll see why. We'll go into a running phase here in a second. You'll see what I'm talking about. The other thing about this is it has only 2 frontward propulsionary systems, which I just mean forward thrusters, and that's basically it. I mean, everything else is timer blocks and gyros setting this thing up. My biggest gripe about this thing, again, would be that the timer blocks are no more precise than they were in the last updates, to where the timer blocks, they can't be tuned to under a second. You know, a second is about as much of a timing as you can get with indifference, but it still works for Xbox and no scripts. It still works. Still liking it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Now in it, it's very small. Literally, it's so small that you can barely shove your engineer in here. Come on, get in here, fatty. And then close the door behind you. Sometimes that door doesn't even like to close. Anyway, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice though. It's like a nice kind of cramped. Is that even a thing? Anyway, getting into it, we have a bunch of buttons to press. The most important is the moving functions, right? It's a mech. How we move it. Well, first of all, you need to be in the standing position, right? Right? That makes sense. Well, anyway, that's how this one works. So actually, if you hit the left and right on the D-pad, you can have individual control of the legs, as you see. So if you wanted to, you can manually walk it, but in order to automatically walk it, you need to be in the standing position here, and then just hit down on the D-pad. And then it will walk forward. With a little bit of help from the thrusters, it'll walk forward. And we can even go into first person and keep it nice and straight. A lot better than the Mark I, actually. I don't know what it is about this one, but it's able to stand and maneuver much better than the Mark I. Like, I think I credit the feet a lot with that. But yeah, so in order to get max speed, though, it's kind of difficult still, because, you know, sometimes you'll just end up skidding across the land rather than moving your feet. And honestly, it's mostly powered by the thrusters themselves. The feet are just kind of doing a little bit of a show. But it's walking, and it doesn't just walk in a straight line. If I can turn it a little bit, and if I come to a stop, I can completely, change directions, as one would assume a two-legged thing would have to do in order to change complete direction. There is a bit of a veer. I can veer a little bit, left and right, and stay on. And if I wanted to stop, all I'd have to do is come to a stop, hit up on the D-pad, and even out the legs. So that's what the individual legs are controlled for. Because sometimes when you hit up on the D-pad, the legs don't come to a both of them won't be up or both of them won't be down, so you can kind of get into a bit of a battle mode here, or whichever way you prefer. Sometimes if you need a little bit of height, and then we can switch on to our weapons. Now this page here, we can control the top rocket cluster thing, which kind of just spins around, and you can hit anything that you can look at in this, even something behind you. If you had somebody trailing you, you could do that. And then left on the D-pad controls the upside down light on the bottom. That's why everything was upside down. Right on the D-pad actually controls the door and back in case you didn't close it or you forgot to or whatever happens. And then you have your gun page for your static guns. Right on the D-pad is your autocannons. We'll go into first person. You got your autocannons, which hit the target, or hit the reticule pretty much right on, so whatever you're aiming for, you'll be able to snipe out pretty decently. And then you've got the Gatling guns, and then I do believe if you hit down, you get all four. So yeah, that is the suitcase Mark IV. It's a little bit bigger and beefier than the Mark I, but it's okay. Big guys like to party too, ain't nothing wrong with being a little bit beefy, am I right? And in this case, it's actually pretty nice. Now, if you want, what we can do is we can take this, or we can copy this, yeah, because we're plagiarizing our own stuff here. No, that's not what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and do a survivability test. How well does my mech stack up against my mech? Well, actually, only one of them's gonna be firing. I'm gonna go ahead and choose this one, because it's newer. I like the newer stuff. Newer vehicles rule, man. Man, got so many payments on this. That one's probably paid off. We can shoot it out. Anyway, let's see what happens. First, I have to allow damage, because I was doing a little bit of testing earlier. Now it's allow damage. And let's see how many shots this thing could take. First, we're going to do the light caliber stuff. We're going to go ahead and shoot it with a few autocannon rounds. Oh. Okay, so what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rounds of autocannon into various spots. What do we have damaged here? Oh, we've got some armor chunks missing. We've got what seems to be something in there is not having a happy day. So something got sniped out, maybe, possibly. Maybe a Oh! Oh! The frickin' helm got sniped out through all that armor. How is that possible? Well, there you have it. I guess if you get a lucky shot with an autocannon, you can somehow snipe out the... See, looking out the outside, this is something I always have a problem with space engineers. Like my armor on the outside, untouched, 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 untouched. Okay, we got a little bit of touchy going on here, but mostly untouched. Yet somehow, this fucking control seat... Alright, we might have to reevaluate this. What we could do, maybe. Here, we're going to go ahead and... just for shits and gigs. I liked using this helm idea because it looks pretty, but in practice, as we can see, maybe there's a vulnerability or two to it. Alright, let's see. Or maybe it was just the luckiest shot on the entire universe, because these autocannons, I guess, are just placed perfectly to snipe the freaking thing out. But anyway, we're going to say that it wasn't luck, and we need to do a revamp. What would we do? Well, we would just go ahead and put one of these in here. Basically the same viewpoint and a little bit more, what's the word? Protected? Yeah, so let's go ahead and see if we can pull off the same crazy stunt that we did there and snipe out our own cockpit, so to speak. Still got the autocannon selected. Let's go ahead and give it another 6 bursts. 1, 2, well, it seemed like 6. I don't know, maybe it could have been more. Oh, you know what I think is happening? I think we're hitting the Gatling guns each time perfectly. They're converging on the Gatling guns, which could be an indicator of why that... Yeah, it did take a little bit of damage, but not as much as the helm. So obviously cockpit, probably suitcase Mark V, we're going to have to do that. But yeah, that's just one of the things in Space Engineers you got to be aware of. Who's trying to text me now? Can't you see I'm busy? No kidding. Anyway, lovely. That's basically the thing here. We're going to go ahead and continue destroying it. As we can see, I guess the weaknesses in it is itself shooting itself with autocannons. Let's go ahead and turn all the guns on. Oh, you didn't like that, did you? Oh, you got shot in the knee. Ah, I used to be a robot like you, and then I got shot in the knee. Well, here you go. Hey, take some more. Shoot your anchor right off. Ah, this ain't doing it. This ain't doing what I want. This might. Oh, he's breakdancing now. Oh, you breakdance. What we can do, though, is we can put the rockets on this page and then free fire them as well. So we've got our rockets selected. Oh, rockets selected. And let's go ahead and give those a shot. There we go. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Wow. Yeah. Don't get shot by rockets. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't get shot by rockets, and have a nice freaking day. Back to partying. Hell yeah. See you in the next one, guys.